Hey everybody, what's up? It's GleeCon and I'm back again bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thank you for joining in. Old Glee Contessa here, our Alliance hero, is going to be dipping her toes into the final zone that released during the original, first phase when the game came out, World of Warcraft Classic Vanilla. Like original, not some kind of reboot version. And that was Winterspring, so stay a while and listen as we take her into that world. We just wrapped up everything having to do with the Plague Lands. You know, of course, there's a couple little weird endgame quests that might send us back there. Maybe some grinding for gear or rep or whatever. But the quests to do everything around Scalaman, Stratholme, Eastern Plaguelands, Western Plaguelands. We did it all. And to death, I've already kind of ran, hey, this is what's going to be done. Is that thing pulling off? It sure is. Dagnabbit. Okay. Missed the boat.
Hey there. This dock here.
We need this.
You can catch the ship that goes.
We need to get to that boat. So now we're stuck here for a minute. Awesome. I forgot to put that in a bank. Anyway, we could do that when we're in Darnassus. There's a couple things we could put in the bank. Alright, well, one of the only jobs we haven't finished off is mining. We're at 290, mining is fishing. Our blacksmithing's still at 271, but I guess we can just take out our old fishing pole and fish for a moment here. Why not, I guess? Because we still have 8 points of fishing to go. It's going to take us 8,000 casts now. It really takes around 13 to 15, somewhere around there. Casts, successful catches. It doesn't matter where you fish. One of the weird-ish things about fishing, no matter where you're at, you can still gain points for fishing. Oh, I think I don't know what we're doing here. What's our gear? This necklace. I think this necklace that I have on is my healing necklace still. Yeah, that's a healing necklace, so for whatever reason I'm still using... Oh, I can't do it while fishing. They don't want to let me. I guess I just forgot to equip that. No biggie. Probably because I thought it was the Scourge Amulet thing, since they kind of look similar, this Mark of Forge ring. Yeah, everything else I think we're good. One of those healing rings is legit. Okay. You know, they make a pretty big difference, the various healing gears. Yeah, it says we have, Light Forge for her. I'm holding on to those because it's possible if we have the third set that it will be worth it, because that'll unlock that 40 attack power. Some of these it's just like, I don't know that they're ever going to be, that it ever will be worth it for her upgraded gear. But anyway, so we've done a lot of cool things. Oh, we got a small locked chest. I think we have some baby keys in our inventory. We might be able to open it. I don't even know that it would be worth it to open up that chest. Yeah. Alright, so today in Winterspring, right now the reason why we're waiting this boat is because we have to go to Darnassus. Darnassus needs to... There you go, we gained 1 point. We have 7 to go. We need to go to Darnassus because there's one spell out here in the Ruthurin village called Moontouched Wildkin. It's part of a chain of Wildkin pursuing quests that we've already done. Such as, I don't remember, but they're the ones that sent us into Winterspring in the first place, I think, or maybe, no, into the hinterlands. Sent us into the hinterlands. But if you look, our map is starting to get kind of sparse. So what do we have here? Let's just take a peek. So if you look out here in Westfall, nope, nothing. If you look over here, the only quests we have are these guys right here. This is a couple Zul'Grub quests. And over here you have some other quests, also Zul'Grub. Alright, the boat's back. So, quests tied into Zul'Grub are remaining. And we'll do the research for that, but I assume that's what they're all for. So So there's a quest called The Heart of Hakar, probably a drop quest from beating Hakar. It says it's from Hakar. Nat's Measuring Tape, it's a raid quest. Found from some tackle box. Who knows how easy it is to get that. Put my sword back on. And then from the Zandalari Trolls, there is a quest called A Collection of Heads and a Bijou for Zanza. And then after that, there are 3 repeatable quests called the Zulian, Razaji, and Takari coins, Sand Fury, Skull Splitter, and Bloodscalp coins, Gurabashi, Vile Branch, and Witherbark coins. Repeatable gives you rep with the Zandalar tribe. That's what that's all about. It's Zandalar rep. That's it. We're not going to grind that. Those we may or may not do. Probably going to be, what do I call that? The Vanity Project. All right, moving our way up through the zone. We've already done everything we can do in the Blasted Lands minus the Scar. Blasted Scar. As a matter of fact, once we land over here, before we do anything else, let's go on our alt that's camping Lord Kazakh and see. We might pivot this episode today and end up doing a Lord Kazakh episode. So let's just see if he's out there waiting. All right, continuing to work our way up. There's the dragons. It's called Shrouded in Nightmare. I don't know if you have to kill all the Nightmare dragons to get that quest. If you just have to kill one. It says it can be dropped from all 4 of them. My guessing is you have to kill at least one. Don't know. Okay, in Stormwind proper, there are 2 quests coming up. New Frontier is the breadcrumb that leads us to Silithus. Feathermoon Stronghold is breadcrumb that kicks off Dire Maul. Light's Hope Chapel is not really available. That's a Naxxramas quest. Lord Grayson Shadowbreaker, that is our epic quest that's coming up soon. Lord Mayara Brightwing. It says it's a raid. I kind of think that's an Upper Blackrock Spire quest that we'll be working on. Yeah, pretty sure that's what that one's tied to. And then we have some PvP stuff over there. Cool. That's pretty awesome if you think about it. You work your way up here. Most of these are Upper Blackwing Spire quests. We have Egg Freezing. We have the Librum. Yada, yada, yada. All right, before we do anything else, we are going to go hop, skip, and a jump over. Actually, we'll take this other boat too. Unless we miss it. But we'll go hop on this boat and take it over the rest of the way. Then before we do anything else, we will look into our alts. So, I mean, it's pretty cool that we're at a point where we can even break the map out and kind of look at it like this. All right, so, yeah, these are all Upper Blackrock Spire related quests. The Matron Protectorate. Pip Quickwick at your service is a weird one. We'll discuss that when it comes to, but that's probably one we're never going to do. The Lord of Blackrock, Hot Fiery Death. Some of those are just crazy. We'll discuss that later. That's all Upper Blackrock Spire. Some say dungeon, some say raid, but it's the same. There's some also Thorium Brotherhood rep quests that we're going to still have to do. All right, you continue working your way up. You get yourself into Dun Morag. Here you have, that's the Paladin one again. There is the Breadcrumb to Silithus again, same 2 as before, same as before. An Earnest Proposition. It's called a dungeon quest, but that's your epic quest. Cool, then you come to the northern part of Lordaeron. You do have, again, the Dragons of Nightmare. In Eastern Plaguelands, we do have a couple that are tied to Naxxramas right there. All of those are tied to Nax. And then Light's Hope Chapel again, that's not real. So that's it. Other than that, it's just repeatable stuff we can do over and over again. If you look at Kalimdor, which we can do in a minute, and we will do for fun in a minute, but we really have done everything. Minus like repeatable rep stuff that we might have missed 1 or 2 on. And the dungeons and raids we haven't done yet. We really truly have just about done everything in Eastern Kingdoms. Alright, before we even read this quest here, let's go ahead and log out and log into my watching character and just see what happens if Kazakh is there. Then you'll see me spend the entirety of this episode drumming up a raid. Or I might just cancel the squad here and cancel the whole video and just turn it off and then restart recording. Alright, so again, this is where Lord Kazakh can spawn, where all these Dreadlords are. I believe he spawns out here by this crater. He's gigantic, I think. And he kind of stomps around, I think, over here. So you'd be able to see him because he'd pop in. So there's more Dreadlords. There's Felguard Elites. I don't think... I mean, I guess I should always keep my eye on the chat from now on, too. But yeah, I don't see him. I don't expect to see him, considering he is someone that only spawns... Best case scenario, dude is going to be spawning twice a day. In some weird world, if he literally spawned once every 12 hours. Which would mean he would be spawning... And he was immediately killed, so that's literally impossible mathematically. So you got to take one time off for that. So if he always hit 12 hours after kill, you'd be able to get him 13 times a week. But really, it's from 12 hours to 3 days. So even if you take the mid-range of that and assume that, it's such a wide variability. Kind of lame. Alright, so back we go. We'll ignore that. We can always pop in one more time at the very end of the episode, too. Alright, so let's pick our quest up here.
Hello, adventurer. I train and care for you.
Alright, so Moontouch Wildkin.
Wildkin feathers from the hinterlands appear to contain traces of magical qualities. These powers, they don't seem to be wielded by the creatures. It's more like they are simply inherent to the species, part of their very essence. During my studies, I heard that a large population of wildkin inhabit the snowy lands of Winterspring. Could these creatures have the same powers? Please help me find an answer, adventurer. Go to Winterspring and gather feathers that have dropped to the ground, then return to me.
Alright, so we're trying to determine, is there like a connection between wildkin overall? So we've already looked at some of the other ones, and they want us to look at some of the most powerful in Winterspring and just see, hey, what's going on? I'm just throwing some of my stuff. Oh, I can put these mithril things on. Yeah, let's do that. Do I have some star rubies? I guess I can take the skin of Shadow, put that in my bag for now. Should I even bother? Nah, because I don't know what that's for. I'm going to save it for now. That'll be coming up sooner than I think. Same thing with the Abomination Stitching. Don't quite know what it's for yet. Don't feel like researching it. I'll hold on to it for now. Alright, and these are going to get sold. While I'm here, I guess I could turn in one of my rune cloth. Might as well, as we set up. This is the only quest that's not started in Winterspring that we have to go to. We also have this Winterfall Firewater we picked up as a drop quest like a while ago. So I should add that in. And we're going to fly over to Winterspring now after this and go start picking up quests and start today's episode. So that's cool. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to...
Hail, friend. A moment of your time, if I may.
Yeah,
we have
go for it, bro.
Much in our trials and
I just had one.
In establishing Teldrassil.
We're revered for most of those.
We now find ourselves in a dire shortage of cloth. If you have the materials to spare,
see if we can find a shop too.
Please donate them. You certainly would earn the gratitude of night elves everywhere and
yeah, I'll donate them, all right.
Adventurer, without heroes like you working on behalf of the tribe, we'd surely suffer.
Keep telling me how great I am.
Thank
I'm listening.
For your continued efforts.
All right, we need to get to the portal. Get to the chopper. And then get to the flight path. I don't know what these commendations are for. What are you turning in there?
Greetings, adventurer. I'm a commendation officer acting on behalf of Darnassus. It is my duty to assist adventurers
I
who
don't
have
know.
received
PvP?
Alliance commendation
Probably.
signets. I accept signets in different quantities.
So turning in
but the most
PvP.
beneficial exchange for you is to hand in a set of 10 at once. I will enter your deeds into our records when you hand in your signets. As a result, you will earn recognition from Darnassus for your duty and service.
That's not even listed as a quest, although it is listed as one. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and fly to Winterspring.
Maintain our link to the mainland.
Everlook.
Hippogriffs constantly-
Meanwhile, let's also go to the spreadsheet. I did start a Winterspring category, and we've got 2 quests as we look over here. We got Winterfall Firewater, the drop quest. We got that long ago when we were doing Timber Mall rep. I have been sitting on that for a while. And then we also just picked up, what's it called? Which one was it? It's part of a chain. Moon-touched Wildkin. There we go. Found in Darnassus. Cool. I think the split, if you look at the quests, the split between Alliance and Horde, well, actually, originally when I was doing this list, I felt like, oh, this is going to be kind of evenly split. But now if you look at it, there's like one alternate version of the Everlook report, which is like a breadcrumb. And then there's a small quest line. Ursius of the Shardtooth, Brumon of the Chillwind, then Shirotum, and then another one called Guarding Secrets, which comes from a drop. Guarding Secrets 1, 2, and then Past Endeavors is maybe tied after this one. So that's it. So we will have maybe one quest to do, one episode to do on Horde. And then there's a grand total of 49 quests. All of these are repeatable ones, so if they're not hard, we will do all of those so that we don't have more things sitting on the Vanity Project. Did I ever put things on the Vanity Project? I did. I added those two, so that's not too bad. It's just formable stuff. So we'll see. So not a crazy amount. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing in the world if this took me like... Wouldn't be the weirdest thing like if we finished this by this weekend. Wouldn't be the craziest thing that's ever happened. And that means... So that means that we probably have 4 to 5 days. And then we're going to open up Dire Mall. Dire Mall, North, East, West, all the episodes that go along with it. So that's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I'm just going to keep plugging away on the lore episodes. If you pop out on the lore, I'm going to try to not get too far ahead of myself because eventually we're going to be ahead of ourselves. We have this whole collection right here, which is, no, I'm wrong. Right here, we have this collection of lore, and then we have the back half. Really, if you look at it, there's pretty much a lot. All of these things, while they are shorties, that's a lot of little entries for us to do, and I haven't really done any of them. So, something to consider. Because once we hit here, Chronicles Chapter 5 is going to open up. By the way, I'm going to be weaving in the last few entries in Chronicles Volume 3, Chapter 4. We got a few entries left that I haven't done. I know the next one is, I think, Dire Mall. Once that stuff is done... I mean, I might just go ahead and let it continue, because there will come a point here when we do the Dark Portal and we start working on all of the Burning Crusade stuff. There's still a pretty solid amount of lore for Burning Crusade. Look at all this Burning Crusade. Hellfire Citadel is a video that released originally. Black Temple. I think Hellfire Citadel, because there's like 2 dungeons for each zone in Burning Crusade, and one of them is stronger than the other, so I kind of think this is like signifying when that second bout... Well, it's not even when they released, because look, patch 2.1 was already the Black Temple, which is like a raid, and then Brewfest came out, and then 2.2 is Zulaman. I don't even remember where Zulaman is found. I think that's found, I don't want to watch the video, but where's Zulaman? Zulaman. The zone. Formerly controlled by Zuljin. Where? In the Ghostlands. Oh, yeah. I don't think I've... Yeah, so that's a raid. I forgot all about that place. That's a raid that they later dropped. Out there in the Ghostlands. I forgot all about that raid. And then there's the Sunwell stuff at the very end, which is like some endgame raidy kind of stuff. Video called Othanagor? I don't even know what that means. Night of the Dragon, the book, some cool stuff. That's kind of some wrap-up endgame stuff. What is Othanagor? Weird. Fury of the Sunwell. That's all tied to the Sunwell stuff. And that's the end of the game. Right, we're about to land here and continue our journeys. We already did those. The Lorax's Tale is actually a quest we're going to go pick up. It's a... well, we're going to go try. It's a blacksmithing... It says like warrior and paladin only, and I think it's a blacksmithing quest. I've heard... I don't know what the criterion is, if we have enough blacksmithing for it. We're going to peek at that at some point. Alright, and then we have to go run over here to the enraged wildkin, yada yada yada. Alright, so here we are, ladies and jennies. Let's go ahead and look at, if you see, we're now on the lookout for any feathers. Look, here's one right here. We only need 10. At the end of this episode, we can fly back over so that wherever we're at, whenever we start getting ready to wrap, I'll just get us on a flight path. It's not going to be hard to get 10 feathers when they're plopped around while we do the rest of our work. Let's go in the town. We're going to explore Everlook, which is the penultimate little town in Classic. Silithus' central hub being the only other town we haven't explored, and that was not released yet. Okay, so outside there's a stable master. His name is Azulby. He's a little goblin. There is Ugrek, the Horde flight path out there, and I forgot to look at what the Alliance one was. Look in a minute. Okay, so inside the town here. Alright, so if you look to the left, our first little room is called Evie Whirlbrew. She's an alchemy supply person. She has a limited quantity of some trash potions. So I don't care about those. And let me go ahead and put these on my boots. These mithril spurs. And nothing else in here that we really have to worry about. Okay, here's a teleporter. If you're an engineer, you can learn from maybe Zap Farflinger here.
I have just completed a new dimensional imploder that will make me rich beyond my wildest goblin dreams. All I need to do is get a skilled goblin engineer to build a dimensional ripper that connects to it and try it.
Yeah, so this allows you to basically always have a free hearth as a goblin engineer that will take you to Everlook. And I think Tanaris has the gnomish engineer version.
Why is it that there's never a gyrocranatum lying around when you need one?
I don't know. Are we there, Yeti?
My friends are always coming up with great ideas. I've never felt like I could match them. Until today. I just drew up the plans for something great. If you promise not to tell, I'll let you in on the secret. I'm going to make a mechanical Yeti. Not only are my friends sure to be freaked out when they see it, but when they get over that, I know they'll be impressed. I need thick Yeti fur from the Ice Thistle Yeti to start with. Will you help? You'll find them to the southeast.
Okay. So, there you go. So, first quest, are we there, Yeti? We need thick Yeti fur. So that's to the southeast, but if you look, they're kind of actually spread in a central band all throughout the zone. Cool. So that's a quest we have right here. Are we there, Yeti? That is actually a 3-part quest. Are you there, Yeti? Part 1, 2, and 3. And when you finish, I think you get your own baby Yeti. Kind of like Christmas style. Alright, so then there's also a bigger... This almost looks like a big observation, like a gnomish observatory. Within this little observatory or goblin. Here is a trade goods supply person named Quia or Chia. She does have some frost saber boots. How to make moon cloth, always for sale. An enchanting quest, so that's neat. Whatever. There's a goblin here named Kilrum. I mean a troll. I am Kilrum, master of the axe.
What?
Lilith the Lithe says, "Don't get too close,
I'm liable to
Contessa."
fumble and bash your brains open with the face of my hammer.
She's a hammer person, and here's a sword guy, Cyril Scourgebane.
Greetings. Back off, or I'll cut you in half.
I feel like I remember doing some quests with these people before, but they could also be tied to like weapon mastering. Here's a banker,
Time
so we
is
could have
money,
used our
friend.
bank here if we wanted to. Oh well. And then you also have
Keep it
an
real.
auctioneer. So if you want to access the auction from Auctioneer Grislin, the banker's name, by the way, is Izzy Coppergrab. Who would not want to store their things in a bank like that? Here's someone patting around Meggie Peppenrocker.
There's trouble in Winterspring. Why, sure, I spend some time out in the wilds and know about these things. I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider the hours I spend out there in the hills to be golden. Help you cultivate quick reflexes, a cool head and a keen eye. It takes judgment, brains, and maturity to appreciate the wilderness in the way that I do. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, trouble. See Donovan Snowden at the hot springs and she can tell you more.
Alright, so that's a quest called Trouble in Winterspring. It's just a breadcrumb out to what is that? I feel like that's. Did I forget to do that? Did I forget to write that one down? Huh. Let's check it out. Trouble in Winter. I might have thought I already did that quest. It's probably what happened. Trouble in Winterspring comes before the threat of the Winterfall. Oh, maybe I thought we already. I think I thought we already did that. What level is it? 56, 52. Yeah. I think I forgot about that. Let's look at quests, zones, Kalimdor, Winterspring. No, I want the quests. Trouble in Winterspring and Threat of the Winterfall. So they're right there along this Are We There Yeti tier of spells. Okay. So right up here. So, boom. Let's tag them up. I just think I might have forgot to put them in there. Okay, oops. This Threat of the Winterfall is the only other one. I thought I heard you cry. I thought I already did those. I thought we did. Trouble in Winter Spring. Okay, and then Threat of the Winter Fall. Because we did all that grinding, I really truly thought it was one we already did. But okay. So we picked up Trouble in Winter Spring. Why do I have Are We There Yeti twice? Oh, I copied it over there. That should be this blue one, right? Yeah, I messed that up. That should be Touched Wildkin. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Who the heck knows? All right, so that's it's an easy one though. That's just a breadcrumb over to Donovan Snowden. There's this guy walking around. Okay, into the center. Here we have our next little shop. Inside here, there's a heavy armor merchant. He can repair for us as needed. And there is his name is Nixrack, and then Blixrack, the light armor version. And Wixrack, weaponsmith and gunsmith. If you want to buy gun arrows, you're out of luck. But if you got bullets, okay. Then here's Jack Sterling. Don't know what he's doing out here by himself. And in the back, you have Umaron Staggerelm. Don't know what he's for. And then there is a Night Elf. No, a Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor Mauari. And there's Storm Shadowhoof. So these are... Why is he... He's Horde only. I guess he's maybe a quest for our Horde guy. Yeah, probably. that we'll encounter later.
Person. I possess great knowledge of the world and how to create charms of great power.
Luck be with you.
I can tell just by looking at you. You be wanting to make a lucky charm. Mauari always knows. You'll need to travel to a place called Winterspring to the north, far from the heat of Durotar. In Winterspring, to the south, you'll find a canyon and giants made of solid ice. The giants sometimes be carrying them, but you can always gather the shards yourself from the canyon. These shards have a powerful reflective quality. Bring back 10 frost maul shards and my lucky charm will be yours.
That hidden text implies that she was once upon a time set in a different zone, maybe a Jara. We do have to go down here to get them. It does, so it's an elite quest, but this is luck be with you. That opens up this echo stuff. But it's going to be easier than a normal elite because we can kill, we can just pick it up from the ground, so that'll be nice. Alright, inside this little house, there's a mining supply person that is little that we need. And then we have this dude right here, Fellnock Steel Spring. He gives us Tinky Steam Boil.
Hi, adventurer. Remember Tinky Steam Boil?
Ah.
Well, she remembers you. She sent me a message to keep an eye out for you because she needs your help again. I think it has something to do with her studies on dragons. You should speak to her in the Burning Steps.
I will pick that up, but that is that's a quest, I believe, for Upper Blackrock Spire. Tinky Steam. What is? Oh, look what I did. I added 2 rows. Darn it. That is unfortunate. Somewhere along the line here, I opened up 2 rows, which was stupid of me. I must have recently did that. Okay. Don't know where that happened. Might have been right. Oh, it was just now when I added in those 2 right there. That was silly. Okay, so we just picked up Tinky Steam Boil. Yeah, if you look over at Blackrock Depths and Lower Blackrock Spire, I don't even see where it's got to be an Upper Blackrock Spire breadcrumb. I'll just pick it up right now. I'm not even going to mark it because it will be something that we need. It'll save us maybe from having to come back here later. But we can. It's just a breadcrumb that you probably can pick the other quest up without even needing. So, all right, here's our little inn. Here's Innkeeper Vizzy.
Come in, come in. Just don't sit too close to the stove. It hasn't exploded yet today, but just to be safe, I think you should sit elsewhere.
Nothing special, but we can get our drinks from there as needed. Here are the revelers if you want to do some Christmas kissing. Here is Gregor Greystone. He's an Argent Dawn representative. In case you had come to Kalimdor and you'd gotten this far. And there's Jessica Redpath. Look, that's cool. She's the other person you can pick up that Redpath with. So these people are offering you breadcrumbs out to Eastern Plague Lands, like in case you were doing your endgame stuff out here, and they wanted to make sure. Don't forget, there's a big lot of endgame stuff out there in Eastern Plague.
Greetings, my friend. May the dawn keep you well in these troubled times.
Okay, Duke Nicholas Zverenhoff.
A medium found in these parts by the name of Umbrance has provided the Argent Dawn with quite a literary masterpiece. One that amounts to quite possibly the largest collection of jibber-jabber I've ever seen written. One of the Dawn's most respected leaders, Duke Nicholas Zverenhoff, is a brilliant linguist. Could you take this to him for me? For a reward, of course? Light's Hope Chapel. That's where he's currently at, far in the eastern part of the Eastern Plague Lands.
So at the end of one of our episodes, we're going to also have to mess around with that just to save us a little time. The Everlook report.
I am looking for a responsible individual to aid me in a small but nonetheless important matter. I'm here as a representative of the Argent Dawn's
Alliance version.
To the local governance of Everlook. I need to get a progress report to Argent Officer Pureheart at Chillwind Camp. It's a ways from here, located along the southern fringe of the Western Plague Lands. If I may be so bold, this would be a perfect means to introduce yourself to my superior and perhaps earn some work from her.
Okay, so we can actually read this. So first of all, let's put those there. We just picked up these 2 quests. Cool. Doing a lot of quest picking up, and we can actually read this book as we go along. We will. Alright, and then the girl right here, you can get the Red Path quest from her. If you hadn't already, she can give you the little Pamela that leads to the Battle of Darashur. And here's Himmick.
What's up?
Food and drink vendor. He can sell you that monster omelet. I think that you go to him for... I don't know, but we already have that. We've been here and gotten that already. Alright, as we run around here, here's another guy. Harlow Wigglesworth, Enraged Wildkin.
Have you noticed the abandoned camp to the south of here?
No.
It looks like the Wildkin went crazy and destroyed just about everything they could find. I heard a rumor that one of the survivors of the attack is resting at Starfall Village, west of here. I'm sure curious about what happened. Aren't you?
Aren't you? Yeah, no, I'm good. So this is called Enraged Wildkin. Yeah, now this is a chain that is only for Alliance because you're going to be going up and dealing with those Night Elf dudes, so you don't get that one as Horde. Horde gets another much shorter chain. Here's where we can do our smelting as needed. This is Malefus Darkhammer of the Thorian Brotherhood.
Thorian Brotherhood does not waste time on ants. Be gone.
Maybe if I was better with the Thorian Brotherhood, he wouldn't call me an ant. I don't freaking know. And in here you can get some engineering supplies from this dude. Bunch of cool little schematics available there. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we have a few places to go out into the world. Up here is the Night Elf area. Down here is perhaps the Lorax. And then over here is that lady. We're going to make our way around here. Stop back here. I'll go up to the Frost Saber Provision person. And then make our way down. Excuse me, we're going to basically loop around the entire area. See what we can see. That's going to be the goal for today. And my main minimum, I want to at least get the Wildkin feathers taken care of before we continue. So that at the end of this episode, I can send us back over there to turn that in. Alright, we have been here a few times. You know, a lot of other quests have sent us out here in preparation. But this was originally deemed to be, for whatever reason, one of the final spots in the game for high-level characters to get to level 60 or spend time at if they're already level 60. And that's it. We're just going to be looking for different stuff. Notably feathers. There's a Yeti, so let's go ahead and start there. What kind of... That's good. Alright, so this is the Rogue Ice Thistle. Don't know which one has better drop rate. Oh, they're going to be a little bit strong. We just got this brand new super cool sword, but it has DPS. A lot of its DPS is coming out of ice. He throws me. So I'm assuming his ice damage is going to be better than what we're... Yeah, yeah, we did get a fur right off the bat. I like it. I'll take it. Just need 10 of those. And this is just thick Yeti fur. Okay, so that's part of what we're doing. Just killing Yetis and looking for feathers. We're back to questing. It's been a while since we've done this, and this is one of the last times we're going to be setting zones out to quest, because Silithus is our only other zone. It's kind of... It's been a while. A couple weeks, really, since we've been questing like normal WoW players. I do have to start working on the spreadsheets for Dire Maul. Upper Blackrock Spire is going to be a little easier. Dire Maul is going to be a little harder because I have to parse through which wing it's going to go to, and should I approach that as a 3-part thing. There might be some wings that we can skip. As Horde, I don't know how many faction-specific quests there are. Hopefully not a lot, and we can cut out some of our runs. Unlike what we've been doing, I'm not gonna run the dungeon for no reason. Like, I ran live Stratholme on Horde just for fun. I'm gonna start cutting that out just to save time. So, like, if one of the wings of Dire Maul doesn't have specific Horde quests, we're gonna skip it. My exception will be actually for her. We will do faction. Like if there's no, well, it's actually not gonna be. It's gonna be moot because it won't happen because she's gonna be. Oh, I guess we don't need that kind of owl beast. She will be doing the neutral versions of quests because she's the one I'm really trying to get powerful, so that I'm more desirable in raids. Since I do have to try to promote myself as a potential raider. Okay, go. We're making our way slowly over to Donovan Snowden. That's the goal right now. She's a breadcrumb. She will give us a bunch of quests. Yeah. So there are quests also when we get to retail. There are quests in the game that we will cover that were added in certain patches, and yeah, we're gonna just see how this goes. Now, I'm a little bummed that I thought, oh, you know, we got a fur on our first kill, and it was like, oh, this is good. And I've killed 3 since and haven't got one, so it could just be bad RNG, but I'm anticipating not better than a 50% drop rate with that kind of behavior out of you, Blizzard. Wow. Okay, but we do have 3 feathers. More important. Alright, it's gonna be that holiday season too, so I like that we're around here in the wintry area for the holidays. I'm very close to being able to wrap it up and call it on break. I have a little mini day. I'm gonna go to work, wake up at the butt crack of dawn to go to work like normal tomorrow. But then I am leaving after a couple hours because I have to go do this licensure thing. I'm kind of being forced to add something onto my license for my new for this role they've been making me cover this year. They got my office got in trouble for not being in legal compliance with statutory regulations, and I provided them with different plans, action plans on how they could get into compliance. And then in the meantime, I did like no number 1 in life, which is, in the meantime, I said I will cover this particular job as well as my own in the interim until they can hire someone. So there's no potency. There's not potency, urgency. So then instead what is now happening is I'm getting licensed to do this job, and I'm just doing this second job. Oh, look at this guy. He is Mizir the Howler. He's a rare. Doesn't say that he can drop a Yeti thing, but he's not a rare elite, so I'm pretty sure we can handle him. He's only got 3k life, so he's as strong as a regular mob. Mizir the Howler. Cool. Fine. So he feared me. He, dang it. Alright, so he did give me a Cape of the Owl. It's nothing special. Alright, let's go ahead and keep killing these guys. I have yet to get a second Yeti fur, so that's a bummer. Definitely grindy. This is what they want for us. This is what they want our life to be now. I mean, maybe there's a better drop rate. Sometimes it happens. You get like a different... wrong. Okay, and I got hamstrung. I'm gonna go fight this guy. Yeah, now I'm reminiscing about the Halcyon days of when I thought it could be a 1 in 4 drop rate. not going to go too far off the beaten path because we do have another mission right now. My poor hamstrings. My poor hammies. Actually, it's a tendon rip, but that sounds just as bad. Like I need Liz Frank surgery or something. I ran off a... Jeez Louise. I guess one Yeti fur was enough. I shouldn't have been greedy. They're like 10. You're lucky you will ever see one. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to approach things. I don't want to slow things down with this game, but I also don't want to be shooting ahead without doing the lore. So there may come a time when this game, when we slow down, I have to try to bust out other lore videos. It might just happen. I mean, there are certain things I can do ahead of time. There we go. Ah, come on. The heck? I don't know. I don't know why the game is being so stingy. Like, I think we've killed definitely 10 minimum. There's a feather. We're finding more of these. There's 2 feathers. Finding more of these feathers significantly than we are finding and getting Yeti fur to drop. It's got to be a different kind of Yeti that I can drop off of. Yeah, if you look over here, just the Ice Thistle Yeti generic is over there, so I wonder if that has a better drop rate than the rogue Ice Thistles that we've been fighting. Probably, maybe. Yeah, we'll go up in the hills now and look around. Yep, there's another feather. So if, at least there's this. At least we're now... We've hit a little hot spot for the feathers. Okay. Cool. And there's another one. There's our Winterfall friends. If we ever decide to get exalted with those bad boys. Which I don't think I will. I don't really want to. There's just quests that we're gonna have to do in the game, and we're gonna just be running. When we get to the Vanity Project, that's just something we're gonna do. I'm gonna be tacking on other quests and finding out what have I missed. Where are we at? 7 wildkin feathers. Cool. I'm gonna, before I head more over this way, there's another one. I'm gonna head to the north. Looks like there's a clutch of potential feathers and Yetis just across the road. Already at 8 feathers. Anyway, so that whole process is, it says that you should expect it to take 2.5 hours, plus it's gonna be for me about a half an hour drive time either way. So it's 3.5 hours. So I'm gonna go work a couple hours, and then, you know, between that and between taking a lunch and everything and milking the clock a little bit, I will, that's it. So I gotta wake up early, that part stinks. And then I have to go through that whole tedious process. You have to take like an exam and everything. So I haven't really studied or anything like that. I'm just gonna wing it. I mean, I've been doing the job, so if I fail, I guess that's a good sign to my boss. It's like, hey guys, not only am I not licensed doing this profession, but I also failed the exam. I don't think I will. I've been in this rodeo a long time, so I think I'll be okay. And then yeah, then I'll get a nice little time to celebrate for the holidays. Just relax with you guys. Spend a few days in Winterspring and Dire Mall and beyond. There we go. We finally got Yeti fur number 2. Holy mackerel! The feather. I don't want to fight that bear for it. I I'll have other opportunities. I don't need to fight anybody. Maybe we just had a bad RNG stretch and I can get better RNG. Or I'm deluding myself. Look at that little naughty bear. Ow. I'm just dancing around. Up, up, up. Keeps teasing me like, come get the feather. You know you want to. Ah, we got a third one. Come on. Get out of there. You know you want to let me have that feather. You dirty old bear. He's coming back, he's coming back, he's coming back. I stole it. I'm a master thief in plate mail. I learned from the torrent thieves. Ow. No! Man, there's just guys everywhere here. Oh, look, there's a feather. Come on, don't do that. You definitely have some thick fur when you're playing with ice like that. Come on, bro. Yeah, what is the deal with this? That particular owl beast is just on my junk. Okay. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll rejoin the adventures here in this land. I don't know how long it's going to take us, but there we go. Cool. Now we're getting there. I think this is our final feather, so we'll be ready at the end of today's episode to go hit up Darnassus. So I'll get us flying over there at the end of the episode, and then we'll already be there for next time, so we'll just have to watch us fly back together. So not too shabby. Here we are with, we're right by the hot springs, so we're getting close to where Miss Snowden is at. She's going to open up some quests for us, too. We'll kind of quest in this little area. Killing some thistle fur, whatever. Yeah, and there's just different... I guess, you know what we could do? Here's some food for thought. I could start... Here's a compromise. I could start working on the vanity project stuff. That's actually a great compromise. When I'm doing my weekly video, my daily video, I can start working on vanity project stuff while I'm finishing out, like, my lore. That's a good idea. It's not the worst idea. And then that would give me a kind of inspiration to really move forward with the lore. And, you know, maybe like overbreak. Or... There you go. Okay, so we suddenly spiked a little bit in fur. We're at 5 of the 10. Balancing out. Halfway there with our Yeti fur. And here's the hot springs. We've been here a couple times already with Link's quest. CJD the Holy is out here. Alright, here's Donovan Snowden. She's out here helping him with the Ngoro Crater quest.
Hello.
Alright.
What brings you to Winterspring? These cold and vast lands may seem dismal, but this is a place of many secrets.
Alright, so first let's turn in trouble in Winterspring.
Well, hi there. So Meggie told you of the trouble I have found here?
Yep.
I came to Winterspring to investigate the Frostfire hot springs. I've noticed that the water seems to have strange qualities. I haven't yet been able to discover the source, and to tell you the truth, I've had some difficulty lately, due to the Winterfall Furbog. They seem to be drawn to the springs, just as I am. They have become extremely protective of the water, and they won't let me come near the 2 larger springs to the north of here. I'd like to continue my studies, so won't you help me? Keep your feet
So we're gonna help her. So first of all, we completed Trouble in Winterspring. We've completed our first quest in the zone, right? And then she gave us Thread of the Winterfall. So that was the one I forgot. It's because I thought I already did it. That's why I didn't put it up. I do remember researching that. Winterfall Firewater.
Watch your back.
What is that you found?
You got this from the Winterfall. This greenish liquid. It reminds me a bit of the sludge I saw when traveling through Fellwood. And I've seen some Winterfall runners passing into Timbermoor. Perhaps these things have something to do with the flask you found, adventurer. There is a large group of Furbolg just past Timbermoor Hold in Fellwood, called the Deadwood Tribe. They have been corrupted and driven mad by the Fell. Why don't you look around there and see if you can find any evidence of dealings between the Winterfall and the Deadwood?
Keep your feet on
Okay, so we have to go back to Fellwood, so we probably should do that, I think. Okay, and what was that called? It is called Falling to Corruption. Yeah, so that one's done. Oops, that one's done. So we're actually, I think we should probably go over there and do that next. And Strange Sources.
To tell you the truth, although there are no volcanoes here in Winterspring, I believe that there are far more threatening reasons for these hot springs. Well, I think you'll want to see it for yourself. You'll need to travel the length of Winterspring and head to the very south. When the air becomes thick and muggy and the sky turns dark, you'll have found what I believe to be the source of the hot springs. Have a look. I'm sure you'll have many questions when you return.
Down there. So when we finally go down there, she's going to want us to take a peek at some of that stuff. So it's kind of neat. Kind of a neat little person over here at the edge of the zone. But let us now go up. Before we start fighting those, let's go over and check the Falling to Corruption at the other camp. I want to do that. So of course we'll keep our eyes out for Yetis because we still need half of those. But let's go get the little Fellwood excursion done. Falling to Corruption. What is it all about? Who really knows? Not I, not I. Everlook. Are they goblins? Yeah, I'm friendly with those bad boys. But yeah, there are some things. For instance, the pirates. There's just some questing. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to research to look at our vanity project. I'll do all. So here's a dead patch of Winterfall Runners. We actually are going to need those in a moment. But yeah, I guess if you just wait out there, that's an easy. Hey, you can get your rep up. Look at that. We're only neutral with those guys. Yeah, I can't believe we're not even friendly at the timber wall. Really could have sworn we were. I guess you just had to get up to neutral? Really could have sworn we were friendly with these guys. Wow. Shocked. Yeah, we're only barely neutral. Guess that's all we had to do to be able to turn in the quest. I thought you had to be friendly. Huh. Alrighty. Alright, here we are back in the land that previous episode, people, you guys remember, we spent a lot of time out here. A lot of time. Alright, so let's see if I can just jump down and not die. I don't know if I can, but ow. Yeah, these guys are not easy. I think we might have already been 60. Our gear was definitely a little worse. Oh, man. We need to get up there. I guess I gotta kill that guy. It's just not letting it quit. Jumping overhead chop. I jumped in the air and came down with my sword. Maybe I'm stronger now? I don't know. I feel like I've gained some better gear since I was out here fighting them. But who knows. Alright, so we need to go up there for some reason. Why? I don't know. I guess we're fighting this guy too. I guess this is our life now. Maybe we'll end up fighting this guy. Avenger. Guess I'm just taking lightning bolts to the face. Man, we spent so much time killing these guys. Okay. Alright, what can we do here? Can I skip some of this grinding? Do I have to get that guy? I think so. Look, there's a small thorium node. But who? Oh, I have to do that freaking cauldron? Man. So I gotta somehow... Oh, great. Alright, so... I gotta freaking peel off this. Do better about that. They are... Oh, no. Yeah, if I could peel off any of them, that'd be great, but... Really? There we go. Because I cannot handle fighting all of them. I could possibly handle... Look how many come. Ugh. Because I need to get to that cauldron. That sucks. Alright, so... I don't even know what we're going to do. I need to get myself full, that's for sure. I have to be prepared to... I don't really need all my mana. I just have to be prepared to take these guys out. I'm going to switch over to this. I have to be prepared to blitz my way through. Okay, so I need to be able to kill one of these guys. Maybe to be able to use a potion too. Why? Why do I have this? Oh, I want to read that book. Can't read the Everlook report, but... Do I have a regular potion? Right there, I do. Alright. Let's go for it. Yeah, that's the only potential path I have. Is to try to line of sight some of these guys. Gosh. Come on. Okay, that's it. All I can do is hope to kill one or two and then run. Literally my only path to success here. I had to use a potion that time. It should get easier and easier if I can quickly peel off one or two. Look, that one's still chasing me, but there's still like a ton chasing me. Yeah, so now, this time, I don't want... I gotta somehow do this. Now this time I'm gonna eat, drink, whatever. Alright, so... That's fine. Okay, we've got it down to 4 now. Let's go ahead and drink. Alright, I did use a potion. But I also... Like, these two Avengers are turds. I don't know how fast I can do it. I never used my Blessing of Protection, so... I could probably fight 3v1 if I wanted to. Okay. so these guys. See how this goes. Okay. Wait for a second. Oh no, I'm gonna get cursed. Okay. We are... Lightning bolt is on my face. I do not love that. Okay. Alright, so same thing, just going over and over again. Same process. Got out of that one. Maybe we're getting to a spot now where I can try to take him out. Maybe. Okay, so... I'm going to have to go for the Avenger first. I'm going to try to go for all three. Maybe if I throw lay on... Because I'm also worried about respawn time. So maybe if I throw a lay on hands on myself too, I'll be able to pull this off. Or this time at least I have Divine Shield, so I can block myself from everything, heal up if I need to. Okay. Alright, here we go. I'm going for the Avenger first.
It's too far away.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought that guy was over there too. Okay. Alright, I'm switching over to this guy. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and lay on hands myself. I can't mess around. Not a lot I can really do. Pull him over here. I don't want that Avenger to get triggered. Alright. Here we go. Inside the cauldron bubbles a rotting, repulsive-smelling substance. And I will read the second half of this after. I don't even want to risk reading and having them respawn. That was annoying. I had to use a potion once. I went ahead and used my lay on hands. Probably didn't have to use that. Could have got away with like using a potion. There you go. A couple more thorium pieces. Cool. Alright, so the quest says... It's called Mystery Goo. So we completed Strange Sources, and then that... Right? No, we completed Falling to Corruption. And then that allowed us to pick up a quest called Mystery Goo. Okay, the Mystery Goo quest says, the greenish substance inside the cauldron appears to be similar to what you found in the flask. This strange gooey stuff could be as corrupted as the Furbolg that created it. If the Winterfell Furbolg are using it, does this mean that they will soon be as corrupted as the Deadwood tribe? It would be best to report back to Donovan with your findings along with a sample of the liquid in the cauldron. Interesting. Good. That was tough. To clear that out and peel those guys off one by one, that was not 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. For a regular quest, just to pick it up. Don't recommend it. Do not recommend. Okay. Go ahead and charge our way through here. Bugga, 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 bugga. Bugga, 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 bugga. Bigger, 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 bigger. Alright, Donovan Snowden. It's kind of time-consuming today. So that's actually what might slow this all down. It's not that we have this huge quantity. It's that some of this stuff is time-consuming. But, you know, we're making progress. If you think about it, what have we've done 3 so far. We're about to do a 4th. And there's approximately 50 quests to do. So I want to be hitting somewhere around 10 per, but you know, sometimes there's going to be some that are faster than others, like this Everlook report, the Wildkin's technically done. You know, some of this stuff is, could make the argument that it's really quick, but it's just the travel time. So a couple of those will get, you know, ticked off at the start of the next one. Alright, so off we go back through the Timber Mall area. We got a little more Timber Mall rep. Not a lot. I'm also not sitting on... I got 3 Deadwood flasks and a winter... I mean, I guess we can sit on these beads and stuff, but... what am I going to do with the 3 headdress feathers? It's not worth the inventory spot. So, I will most likely be ditching those. Now, the beads, that's different, because I'm about to kill a few more, so... I might be able to turn these guys in. I'm going to need these guys to let me get in on it for a quest if I have to kill those stupid runners. Since they're just waiting on them to spawn over and over again. Meanwhile, I guess let's do that. Well, maybe not. Let's go turn in this stuff. And, to her, this step, before we go kill these Winterfell. We should at least be able to kill the Winterfell dudes over in that area. Although, this is just people's life now. I don't know. I guess also because it gives you rep and it also gives you the Winterfell flasks. I think that's why it's so popular. Right, because people that are raiding. Who wants to invite in the village? I think that's, again, people grinding those stupid Winterfell. Someone brought them over to here. Ambushers all around her. Oh, is that part of a quest? That's cool.
Great to meet you.
Mystery goo.
Watch your back. Keep your feet on the ground.
Hello.
She's
what brings you to Winterspring?
Dang it.
These cold and vast...
She's turning in the link quest over there. So we have to finish that. I don't know what she's working on. Is this part of a quest we have to do? Because that's a lot of ambushers. I don't remember if I don't think we did that. Mystery Goo is going to open us up into a quest called Toxic Horrors.
Hello. What brings you to Winterspring?
Okay.
These cold and vast...
I hope you found something, Glee Contessa. The Winterfell are becoming increasingly aggressive.
You're a very resourceful adventurer. Do you think that the Winterfall furbolgs have been to the Deadwood camp?
Okay, and then
I've studied the sample you returned with, and while I can't say for sure, I believe it contains traces of toxic elements. However, the only way to know for sure is to gather some as a comparison. I believe that the Deadwood Furbolg may be gathering these elements from other corrupted creatures in Fellwood. In particular, the elementals living in the Iron Tree Woods called Toxic Horrors. Collect a few samples for me to compare, but be careful. It's very dangerous there.
Alright, so back into Fellwood. So we just gained Mystery Goo and Toxic Horrors. Completed, picked up. Alright, so back into Fellwood, and we're going to head our way back down to the Iron Tree Woods, where we are going to fight Toxic Horrors and get some driplets and droplets from their bodies. Fine. What does that lead to if we're looking at the quest line? I don't know. We're not that. What's straight? No. Nope. It might be down here like that final piece type stuff. I don't know. Warlock PvP music, Will. Maybe the real buff... Maybe the real Ren buff was the friends you made along the way. Your belief in me isn't going to give me 15% haste. And then they say... They're just complaining about a scuffed world buff. That's all the freaking game is. Maximizing world. There are two things that I hate about Classic. One of them has gotten significantly better. I would say it's a double-edged sword. I hate it, but it's good. There is a constant economy around world buff, or a constant drip of world buffs. So I do not like that the game is essentially considered unplayable without them. Like, people just won't play without world buffs, without full stacked world buffs. That I'm not a big fan. However, the world buffs are very powerful, and by getting them all, by stacking all of those buffs, you do make your characters so much more powerful. Like, I can see, like, if you stacked Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer and the other one that you can get from the other head, and the Zandalar one, throw in the assays from out, or whatever they're called, from out in the Blasted Lands, and the Songflower buff from here. Some Firewater, a couple other little things. Throw all that stuff in, and yeah, you're like doubling the power of your character. So I get it, and it makes content significantly easier because of it. But I feel like if that's the goal, just nerf the game. How about that? How about if like, think about this thought. What if Blizzard removed those world buffs and gave those permanent buffs to everyone all the time? I'm going to put that in the chat just to be controversial. I said, I'm just being a turd. Controversial thought. Eliminate all world buffs and Blizz can just nerf all content in equivalent percent. That's the basic goal. So, yeah, because if that's all you'll do, if you won't do content without those buffs, then screw it. Just nerf the game. There's our toxic horrors. We need some of those guys. So we only need 3. I just don't know. Maybe just Saf nerf. Everything else is fine without world buffs. I don't know what Saf nerf is. Is that a boss within Naxxramas? Maybe. Okay, we got one Toxic Horror droplet. Is this going to be Yeti Redux, where the droplets are... I got lucky the first time and then we're going to be grinding? I mean, for real though, why not, right? Like, if that's the real goal, just nerf the game. Because if nobody will do content without all those buffs, and everyone is essentially spending all of their time maximizing those buffs, and not playing the game. But the problem is, this works for world buffs. Now, as far as flasks and it's not necessarily lazy. Ain't that the unvarnished truth? I don't know. So, the person says, if you're, so the response to the people that want to defend the constant buff seeking, by the way, we had a 100% drop rate on those horrors. This is just me being a turd, but their response was, hey, if you're lazy, you can just play retail. I don't really consider it lazy. Like, all we're doing is playing a game. So they can say he's a level 14 chat troll trying to be toxic. Don't take the bait. Oh, maybe they're talking to me, like saying, hey, to me, don't take the bait. And also, I'm not... You sound vaccinated. Like, freaking idiots. But anyway, that's... I did take the bait. Dang it. Shame on me. That's kind of my argument, like, we're all spending time playing the game. So really, it's lazy on Blizzard's part. Hot take? Lazy on Blizzard's part to make everybody have to grind for that. How about just make playing the content the like the actual experience. And there's so much content in retail. And I think that's why they can kind of peel back some of that. But yeah, just keep doing that crap. Just keep doing what they're doing. You'll be fine. Keep running mythics. Increase your mythics. Like, that progression loop I have no problem with. Just keep running the content and increasing your gear in that manner to where you can handle higher and higher difficulty tiers. That's a progression loop I can get behind. You're incrementally growing in power. Don't make me grind millions of dollars and hours to get better, you know, to reapply the same buffs over and over again so that we can more quickly tackle the 22-year-old content or whatever. Like, come on. That's just lazy. Like, remove it. Remove all the world buffs. And nerf freaking... If you don't want to nerf everything, because that's fine. Like, I was being I was exaggerating for the point of, like, being a little facetious. But, like, sure. Do you really need to go nerf the content in Lock Modan when, like, 99% of people are not sitting around waiting on world buffs to go quest in Lock Modan? No. And there's a challenge that's part of that. That's kind of fun. But you're essentially making, like, end game twinks and trying to make everything tied into that end game twink process. So yeah, just nerf it all and get rid of the buffs. How about that? And that's a novel idea that I think would be cool. And I can stop listening to people chat, because honestly I don't really care, because it doesn't super affect me. I don't do it. Every now and then the buff hits me. It happens more frequently because of the economy. Everybody gets the benefit from it, so it's not really like a huge deal. I don't really worry about that. Alright, let's go turn in this toxic horrors to her. That wasn't that bad. That was easy, actually. Much easier than the other thing. I think we're beginning to uncover what is happening here, Contessa.
I have to compare this to the substance you found in the cauldron, and then I'm sure we'll know more.
Winterfall Runners.
Very interesting, adventurer. When this toxic substance is mixed with the water from the hot springs, it loses its toxicity, only retaining the ability to temporarily affect those that ingest it. This must be why the Winterfall protect the hot springs so fervently. They need them to purify their firewater. We need to stop this. Cut off contact between the Winterfall and the Deadwood. A group of runners walks the distance between their village and Fellwood. Find and defeat them and steal their shipment.
All right, let's get this squad. And luckily, the guys that were camping them finally left, so I can go run up there, and get these guys. Okay, let's do it, guys. I'm gonna switch over to. No, I'm gonna keep it. All right, let's go for it. Can I beat 3 and 1? Yeah, I can. Yes, I can beat 3 and 1. Heck yeah, I can. Love it. Okay. It's actually not even that bad. No, it's getting a little bad here. I think I gotta kinda... Yeah, I gotta pop a heal off here. Maybe I should have kept Retribution Aura instead. There you go, just in time. Come on. Come on, come on, hit him. Jeez. Alright, so we're on to the last one. He too dropped a crate that I can't get, don't need. Alright, we did it. And we got a nice mana potion out of that bad boy too. Alright, so she said she's piecing everything together. So we completed the Toxic Horrors, and that gave us Winterfall Runners. Bang, boom. Look at that. So now we've gotten 5. We're about to go turn in our 6th quest. That's good. I said I wanted to try to get around 10. We're definitely not going to hit 10. But we will hit, like, more on, you know, there's some that'll be a little easier at different points in time. I should probably be careful because we might be about to trigger a quest, another quest right now. If those ambush guys, they're coming from something. So if they're coming from this quest line, I better be careful because I'm not equipped for that right now. And I don't have my own hands.
Hi. Keep your feet on the ground.
We'll see what happens when the Winterfell don't get their firewater.
I wonder if consuming this substance makes the Furbolg more aggressive. They do seem much larger.
This shit says Donovan examines the contents of the crate.
Be good.
Okay, what's she doing? She looks around nervously. Uh-oh, I'm drinking. Are you sure you weren't followed here? I have a very bad feeling all of a sudden. They're just chilling? Oh, you don't have to fight them. I will fight them. But you don't have to. Okay. Okay, let's go after these guys. Can I drink an old mana potion? Yeah. I will drink them though. Okay. Alright, so we did take these guys out. I don't know why there was 6 over there before. It's probably because they both turned in that quest. Maybe those people weren't farming. Maybe they were multiple people doing this quest over and over again. So this quest is called High Chief Winterfell. So, be on your guard. Be on your guard, Contessa. Alright. So, cool.
How are you?
While we still know very little about why the Furbolg have been ingesting this strange substance, I do think it's best that we put a stop to it before it gets out of hand. The Winterfall Furbolg are not a normally aggressive tribe, and this change in their behavior leads me to think that they must be under orders from their chief. We most likely can't undo the damage that has already been done, but I think that if their leader is slain, they will not get any worse. Head east to Winterfall Village.
So that's over here. That's the kind of killing the leader at the end. So we did complete Winterfall Runners. And that opened up this High Chief Winterfall right here. Now there's these other two pieces here that kind of go together. So we're going to make sure that we do the other quests first. Notably the Thread of the Winterfall and whichever one that ties us up to. If we go back to the top, like Strange Sources, we want to look at that. But Thread of the Winterfall, which maybe goes into the final piece in Words of the Winterfall, like those kind of go together, I think. Not sure. I don't know. Or maybe it comes off of something else. I don't know. Well, so we got some cool stuff to do still. We're gonna do Thread of the Winterfall next time. Actually, forgot about that. We're gonna go. We're going to just stay here. And then we'll worry about the traveling on another episode at the end of another one. Because I feel like we have enough to take care of ourselves. So yeah, let's... How many do we really have left to do? So that's all just turning in this time. These are going to get done now. This little chain is coming out of the top. Tormented by the Past, that's going to come... Oh, we also have to go to Eastern Platelet. So let's wait until these guys kind of send us out. That's going to send us back to Eastern Plaguelands, so we do have to do the Eastern Plaguelands part first. We're not quite ready for all that yet. There's also Frostsaber Provisions. That's the... I think this is how you eventually would get the rep. Like, it changed it to where now it's a quest to get them. But Frostsaber Provisions down here... Oh, it's a repeatable. Bold. Let's put it as blue. That's a repeatable quest. And I think it just lets you, if you get high enough rep, you can just buy. Let's look that up really quick. And then we're gonna be done for today. Provisions. I think it just, like, it doesn't open up anything from them. What's the point? If you look at the comments, you start with neutral and you receive this. The only quest is Frostsaber Provisions. Halfway through neutral, it gives a second quest. This is called Winterfall Intrusion. 30 more, so 30 quests. You do that quest 30 times, which is, if you look at what that was. So this is going to be a Vanity Project quest. So that is 30 times 5 is 150 Shardtooth meat, 150 Chillwind meat. Then you'll open up the Winterfall Intrusion, and you can do a second. Once you get to Friendly, and through Honored, you then get a third quest. This gives you the Giants. You only have to kill 8. There's really no point in taking the extra time and effort to do this one unless you want to try for some nicer items. Yes, they drop much nicer than the Furbolg. Each bar of reputation that you earn cuts the reputation bonus in half. 60 to get to Friendly, 120 to Honored, 240 to Revered. All in all, you must do 422 quests to be eligible for the mount. None of the quests offers a larger rep bonus. And none of the mobs give you rep for killing. It's only for turning in. You won't even be halfway done with the quest until you're 25% of the way into Honored. That's actually not true. Oh, to get to Honored. Yeah, okay, no, that's true. Most don't even start. A lot quit after a while. I'm in it for the long haul. Once you do this, you can buy the Frost Saber mount. So that's 100% going to be a vanity project thing. You will have to do this quest 240 times. Now, it's much different in retail. They did change this. You can still do that quest. And we'll do the first one because it's going to be there, but that's it. That's 100% going to be a vanity project thing for us to do. Most never do it. It gets you a white tiger mount. I have that on my thing because it's different. What you do in retail, it's still very old. I think they changed it in Burning Crusade or something like that. You can get you get a baby kitten from him. And then every day you can do a quest. And I don't remember how long it takes. If it takes a couple weeks or something like that, maybe 2-3 weeks to do. I don't remember. It's still kind of a grind. You have to come out here and do a daily quest with your kitten. It's random each day, and then once you've done it enough times, it's not a crazy amount. There's definitely worse things that I've done, but it's not like not the easiest little grind either. And if you miss a day, it's not the end of the world. You just are one day back in your grind. Whereas this one, at least, it sounds like you could do it all day. I don't know how long it would take you to get. Let's be pessimistic and say that these things have a 1 in 5 drop rate. So you need to do 10. So that's 50. So 50 mobs could take you, let's say you're a really good grinder and you can get them 50 mobs cleared. You're still looking for them too. Let's say you can get 50 mobs, every one of these done in half an hour. And it might be better than that, but you're looking at 120 hours of grinding for this mount. So if you were the type of person that could play 4 hours a day, if that's true, that would take you a month. So do you want to devote every day of your play session for a month into it? Maybe. I would have back in the day. If that was my thing. But for us, it's going to be Vanity Project time. We'll add that onto the list. We're not going to do that here, but it would be fun and cute to go do it. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching, listening, and tuning in to this latest installment. We have more fun things ahead of us, and I look forward to doing it with you. But this episode for today, it's in the pipe, 5x5.